Good Friday evening, everyone. I'm student meteorologist Jay Carson's here with your 4FSU social media update. Let's start off, of course, with the theme of the day here with all the severe weather around here. Earlier this afternoon, these photos were taken by our faculty advisor, Dr. John Alquist, at University Center C on the Florida State campus. These Mattos Clouds, the result of thunderstorm activity rolling through the area. Of course, these are kind of like the underbelly of the clouds that essentially follow these big-time thunderstorms that roll through. So a pretty interesting sight to see there, and really a sign of future things to come around the area. Severe weather has, of course, been the theme. Big polygon of a tornado watch here, really spanning the entirety of the area. This actually has been extended to include the southeastern parts, including Perry and Jefferson and Madison counties. Not anything immediate in terms of a warning, though. Off to our northeast, parts of southern Georgia have been hit with some pretty hard thunderstorms. There was a tornado warning up near Pearson a couple of hours ago. That has since dissipated, the rotational signature there. This tornado watch is in effect until 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 Central for those of you out west of Gadsden County. This radar is showing really everything. These storms are slowly moving their way off towards the east in a southwest to northeasterly direction overall, being pushed off by this cold front. So you see this really hard rain coming through the Apalachicola forest now. Wilma getting hit pretty hard. It's going to be moving in towards Quincy and Tallahassee within the next hour. So, of course, pretty wet night on the way. And, of course, the threat of damaging winds, sometimes large hail, and the threat of an isolated tornado is most certainly there, as that tornado watch is in effect. Not much lightning really across the area. It's a little bit of a pocket near Wilma and off to the west over towards Crestview, parts west of Panama City. Most of the lightning has stayed out of our area, concentrated in New Orleans, as well as up towards parts of southeastern Georgia, where those severe warnings have been rampant throughout the day. Pretty cool where a lot of the rain's been hitting. 69 in Tallahassee, 64 in Bainbridge, but again, where things have not made their way yet, 75 in St. Mark's, 77 in Perry, of course. A little bit warmer down there, but that's going to be cooling off as the night goes on and those storms begin to propagate their way off towards the east. Now, the winds aren't really telling much of a story right now because these storms haven't necessarily packed that damaging potential yet, but they very well could be. 6 miles an hour out of the north here in Tallahassee right now. A lot of variation around here. These winds are swirling, and that's really a sign that these storms are on the way. Straight line wind damage, of course, is the primary threat should these storms intensify in the next few hours and should a new round really develop into the overnight hours. Very humid, as you would expect. 100% in Quincy, Marianna, Apalachicola, Thomasville, and Valdosta. You don't see any value below 86%, and that's where the rain hasn't even hit yet. So, of course, where the rain's hitting hard, you see all that. Now, moving on to tonight's forecast, that rain's going to be hanging around, of course, through the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning, even potentially into the afternoon. We'll expect to taper off by then. 66 degrees, heavy rain, thunderstorms likely. Severe weather is a possibility. The wind's coming out of the south at about 10 miles per hour. Now, for tomorrow, again, that rain's going to be hanging around in the morning hours. They're expecting a high of 74 degrees. Pretty certain chance of rain really throughout the morning. But again, by about 12 o'clock, this should begin to taper off. And then the sun should peek its way back out before sunset for sure tomorrow, maybe even around 3, 4, 5 o'clock hours. With that wind direction changing dramatically, coming out of the northwest instead once the front passes through. And, of course, beautiful weather is going to be on the way, as is reflected in our week ahead. Don't mind the dates on the top here. These haven't quite shifted yet, but this means Saturday through Friday rather than Friday through Thursday. So once we hit Sunday is when things are going to be looking gorgeous. Those high temperatures sitting down in the mid-70s, about 74 for a high, and those sunny skies staying around through Tuesday until threat of scattered showers and thunderstorms is in effect for Wednesday, but of course nothing like the magnitude we're experiencing tonight. So for tonight, stay weather aware, stay dry, and then enjoy the beautiful weather to come into Tallahassee afterwards.